Welcome to this week's EMBN show. We're taking a look at bike festivals and why you need to get along to one.
Yeah, and we've got some cool products to show you, especially for your eMTBs. Also checking out Bike Vault and some more Where in the World and a few other cool bits as well.
Now, festival season is definitely in full swing at the moment. Got loads of festivals going on all over the world. Now, Doddy, I take it you've been to a few festivals in your time of mountain biking and e-biking.
One or two.
What is your favourite and why?
Oh, I don't know. Riva del Garda has always been great for riding. Certainly wouldn't want to ride there without an e-bike, I've got to say, and I have many times before.
Yeah.
Got to be the only place on earth I've ever done an uplift before where I've got out at the top and some German riders were getting in to go down.
Really?
Never could figure that one out, but hey, maybe they're e-bikers now. But I think the Malvern's Classic is up there for me because it's a non-threatening environment to go and try the latest bikes and gadgets out and just have a good festival time.
I was going to say, I was definitely going to add the Malverns. Of course, that's coming up at the end of this month. If you like bikes, get along to that one. You definitely won't be disappointed. But I think the Bosch, the Tweedler Festival up in Scotland, Peebles, that was really good. Had the Bosch eMTB Challenge up there. Loads of events going on. You know, we had the racing going on. You had Festival Village. So much going on. And that ride was, I think it was only like 20 miles, but it had like orienteering.
The ride in there is unreal.
And you had to checkpoints going around. And it's an amazing one, that one. But let's think about a checklist. What would you be taking along, or what would you be aiming to do at these festivals?
Well, I guess if I was going to a festival, the first thing is take enough power for your bike. So whether that's spare batteries, if you haven't got the capability to charge, or if you can charge batteries, then well, you're doing things right to start with.
Yeah.
Definitely a case of beer. If it's going to be hot, probably take some red wine myself. I'll go down the Steve Jones route there because it's just going to get better, isn't it?
Definitely. I think demos would be top of my list. Even if you actually own an e-bike, I think if you went to these festivals, you've got to try out all the different brands out there. So many different motor brands. You might think you've got the best motor out there or the best bike, but trust me, there's so much different, choices out there.
Have you ever done a video on how to demo a bike? It sounds like, you just go for a ride, but it's not. You've got to take your own bike for a ride on the demo track first.
Yeah.
And then you know exactly what's good and what's not good about your bike compared to what you're trying. Yeah. So
and I think
it's actually a bit of an art to it.
Definitely. I think even if you've got a bike that's a couple of years old, I think the tech has moved on so much. Even in the last year, you're going to be blown away by what's out there. And I think, obviously, the locations that these festivals are at, they're all amazing locations, aren't they? Some of the festivals abroad, I mean, you've got chairlifts. Obviously, if you're on an e-bike, you might not need them, but even sticking your e-bike on there, cheeky uplift doesn't hurt, does it?
Speaking of festivals, isn't Jones at a dedicated e-bike festival at the moment?
Yeah, the Verbier one. Yeah. So he's out there checking it out. And so that's huge, I think.
He's been there before, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he did the Tour de Mont Blanc there, didn't he?
You might have mentioned it once or twice. You might have seen that on the channel. That's the point.
Of course, we've got our own festival, the Global Bike Festival. That was only 2 or 3 months back now.
I missed out on that one.
Good one. And if you didn't get along to that one, make sure you put that in your calendar this year. And I think an alternative to the festival is like these races, EWSE.
They've got a festival element to them, though. You could say there is a race, but there's the sort of the pits and the hangout and the evening entertainment.
The race village, I think you get to see all those pro races. You've got all the tech going on. All those little gadgets that the pros use are always good to check out.
It's always good to look at the bikes, isn't it, in the flesh?
Check it out. But that's it. I think, for festivals, definitely make a checklist. Think about what you want to do when you get there. And let us know which festivals you've been to down in the comments down below and what you enjoyed.
Okay, so latest news then, you'll be probably surprised to hear the Tour de Mont Blanc has just happened. So Steve Jones has been out there racing, and actually I reckon that's probably the best one to go to right now, if you could put one on your calendar. So some of the stats from this, there were 4,500 demos that took place out there. That is a lot of e-bikes that got tested.
Loads, isn't it?
Arguably some of the best trails as well.
I think only €30 to test any bike out for that whole weekend as well. It's
absolute bargain. Yeah, and so you've got 3,000 e-bikers through the gates from 22 different nationalities there. Wow. So that's really cool. So people from all around gathering in Verbier to arguably ride some of the best trails there are. And I mean, it's not a cheap place.
No, it's not.
So it's got to be good.
And that Bosch eMTB challenge was actually sold out, and the race from that was absolutely epic as always. 180 kilometres of riding on that, 11,000 metres of climbing. I think you take, I can't remember how many batteries Steve used last time, but it was pretty insane. And the races were actually won by Jerome Gillot and Theo Chalmers in the men, and in the women's it's Natalie Schneitner and Laura Charles taking top honours. So
awesome
some big
stuff.
miles. In some other news, we've got Look pedals have joined the flat pedal game. Now, Look have been traditionally doing clipless pedals, right, Doddy?
For road, for pretty much from the beginning, but they've been making some pretty good clipless style, SPD style pedals for, I don't know, quite a few years now, and they're decent as well.
So we've got Thomas Janon on board, so he's promoting these flat pedals. Look pretty good for e-bike use, right? And what's the top end pedal coming in
So
at?
well, they've got a few, haven't they? They've got 3. So they've got Trail Rock Plus, so I think you should see that one on the screen. So they've got 3 different colours. They've got an alloy body with high strength axles on there, so quite key to that. Super low profile, it's only 16mm thick, so that's actually super relevant on e-bikes, being able to pedal across all terrain with
Less pedal strikes.
Yeah, basically you want the best ground clearance you can get. Replaceable bearings and pins, weighs in 197 grams of pedal, 160 euros for the privilege of one of those.
But if you're on a bit more of a budget where you have the fusion pedals, now these come in a wide array of different colours. I think 5 different colours coming in. Got replaceable pins on there, a composite body, and that's actually a bit lighter than that top end pedal that you mentioned, Doddy.
Yeah.
By about 30 grams saving on each pedal on that. And these only cost 50 euros. So lighter pedal and a bit more, saving cash.
That sounds like a bargain to me. You just taught me how to the better pedal there.
I was going to say, definitely worth a look if you're on a bit of a budget.
Next up, if you fancy an aftermarket chainring for your bike, Bergtech, the British company, have got a 94 BCD chainrings available for you. So they're the narrow, wide style profile. And as you know, the sheer amount of power that goes through a chainring, you're going to wear them out. So actually, this is a decent hop-up upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. I think durability is definitely king when it comes to e-mountain bikes and steel. So the mileage you're going to get from this chainring is going to be way more than its aluminium counterpart. Of course, these cranks are designed for a 94mm BCD crank, which you're going to see on those Levo SL models and the Kenevo SL. It's that tiny little one, isn't it? Rather than the traditional 104 that you see on the regular Levos. Comes in 30 or 32 teeth options, and it costs £49.95. So
not bad.
Good,
do you know what? I reckon teaming that up with something like Shimano Link Glide, if you had that set on the back, the chain, you could be into something that's going to last a lot longer than regular transmissions.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's
the amount you guys go through. I'd be pretty interested to see a bit of a comparison.
Yeah, nice. Right, it's time for Where in the World to see where you guys and girls have been riding your e-bikes all over the world. What we got, Doddy?
First one's from Colin, and this one is in Talibont Reservoir, Brecon Beacons. Awesome view, actually.
The hardtail action going on there.
Giant Fathom too.
Yeah, got a range extender on the go there. Definitely going to get some mileage out of that one.
Tidy.
Next up, we've got Mark here. He's got a Specialized Levo Generation 3 out in the Lake District, high up in the mountains. Day 3 of 5 riding in the lakes, descending down over Crummock Water.
That is absolutely lovely there.
Oh,
perfect picture of that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, this one might have trumped it. So this one's Calder Mill in Valais, Switzerland, from Michael with his Giant Rain. The Giant's had enough battery to climb all the way to the peak at 2,465 metres.
So he doesn't have to sit on that stuffy gondola on a 30-degree day, just getting the miles in. Nice.
Yeah, well good.
And the last shot in Where in the World is from Oliver, who's got a Canyon Spectral on CFR with a 900 watt-hour battery. Amazing bike that. He's out in Switzerland, found a super nice spot above the infamous Sherlock Holmes waterfall in Switzerland. That massive 900 watt-hour battery.
That's like spanking new, that bike,
I was going to say, it's the same one that I've got. Yes, it's an amazing bike that. It's 2,400 altimeters possible out of that 900 watt-hour battery.
Wowee.
Nice. Love seeing where you guys and girls have been riding your e-bikes all over the world. Make sure you use the uploader service for anything you want to get featured here on the show, and the details for that are down in the description. Now, a great way of supporting us here on EMBN is by getting into the merch shop and buying yourself some fresh new kit. We've got so much stuff in there from head to toe. We've got t-shirts, jerseys, hats, socks, shorts, you name it, it is in there.
Alternatively, you could go to the GMBN store and you could support us on GMBN as well, because we've got all of that stuff. This says GMBN on it.
I don't want that
And
stuff.
we've also got the kids stuff. So
we've
if
got
you've
kids
got kids
stuff,
that ride
come
bikes,
on.
Come on, it's all for everyone, but help us out.
Yeah, get in the shop, get in there, get kitted out. It all looks so fresh. Coming up this week on EMBN, we've got a great week of content as always. What we got on Friday, Doddy?
We've got a hell of a bike check coming up. Wait till you see this one. One of Jonesy's friends on a very nice trek.
Got good history and two wheels, this man, I think. On Sunday, we're taking a look at the top bikes that you can get for 2023.
Are we there already?
Yeah, we are, nearly. And on Monday, we've got how many rides to make an e-mountain bike worth it. So we're looking at the cost differences between mountain biking and e-biking and see where you can recover that cost.
Interesting.
Right, it's time for Climb of the Week, and we got this really cool climb in from Rick, who's out in Squamish in BC.
Oh,
You've seen this one, Doddy, haven't you?
Yes, Squamish is one of the coolest places to ride any type of bike, but actually, looking at what you're riding up here, it's like granite and it's mega grippy and coarse. So if you've got the legs on you, and you've got your motor, obviously, you can get up that stuff.
So he said he saw some of his friends post a motorbike climbing up this, and he thought he'd give it a go on his e-bike. It's definitely got a bit of a GoPro effect going on this. It doesn't look crazy from the footage, does it? But
I don't know, if you look at the angle of the trees at the side, when he just rides past here.
Yeah, that last bit is
that looks mega
crazy.
steep, yeah.
And I can hear your tyres like rasping as they go up there on the granite. Gets them
There's a lot of exposure. You should go right there.
Yeah,
You'd love
cool.
it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Nice one. Love seeing all your climbs or anything, you know, crashes, sends, jumps, anything here on EMBN. Make sure you use the upload service. Right, time to take a look at some of the comments from this week's video. Now, recently I did a video about all the reasons that you should be switching to an e-mountain bike from a mountain bike.
Good comments on it, yeah. So Kane says the adventure thing is massive. You don't really have to contemplate where you can and can't go. You could purposely go and get lost because you know getting back to Doddy.
And I did this exact thing. I had the OS maps out the other day, and I just went for a ride in the middle of nowhere, and I thought, right, I've got to try and find my way back. Just followed different byways, bridleways. Yeah. It's so cool, actually. You know, nothing stands in your way, right? Yeah,
that is a very cool thing. Loz Etchell says, took up biking again in my 40s to get fitter. Didn't really work because it was so exhausting. After an hour, I just wasn't enjoying it and wanted to go home. But then I got my first eMTB and it's genuinely been a game changer. The big difference is I wanted to stay out riding and you get more exercise as a result. And most of all, when you get home, you have a massive stupid grin on your face and you can't wait till the next ride.
Definitely agree with that one. I think mountain biking from the outside looks really accessible for, you know, for a lot of people, but if you haven't got fitness,
it's hard and it can put you off, to be fair, yeah.
And so I think obviously with that e-bike with the power you've got on tap, you can dial it in as to your assistance. You start off in turbo if you're not that fit, then wind it back down to eco, or even ride it off if you're super fit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Next one is from SGH77. Mountain bikers get the fun in the workout. eMTBers get the workout in the fun.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I guess.
We love hearing all your comments after every single video, so make sure you get involved in the comments boxes after every single video. Get in there.
Okay, time for Bike Vault. This is the best bit of the show for me, because I get to see everyone's cool bikes.
Yeah, getting super nice or nice. So kicking things off, we've got Adrian here with a really nice natural shot. He's out on his Orbea Wild FS out in North Wales. Epic wet days ride around the forest. What do you think of that one, Doddy?
I think that's well nice, mate.
Yeah, isn't it?
It'd be better if the right pedal was forwards. I would have said that would have been a super nice straight out, because I really like that bike.
We're going for a nice then, yeah?
I'll say a nice this time.
Next up, we got BMW F800, a nice name, out in the stock MIG flag edition.
Toe clips? Who uses toe clips in this day and age? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Fair play, that's some commitment.
It is, I haven't seen, my dad used to use them about 10 years ago, but he's
used to use toe clips.
Now. God. View into Essex from the Hertfordshire border out in Langley in England. What do you think?
It's nice.
Nice.
See a lot of trials riders using those, isn't you?
Got a bit of home build action on the go from Roger. Yes. He's got a specialised stump jumper from 2005 out of Grasmere Lake. On the way to work, fitted a Bafang motor with 120 newton meters torque. And yes, the battery is ugly, but I've got 936 watt hours, so I can live with it.
Do you know what? I love that.
I read that wrong. He didn't actually fit that motor on the way to work, but he's just on his way to work.
That'd be quite a feat, wouldn't it? No, that's awesome. Do you know what? I'd give that super nice. I think that's ace. That someone's actually bothered to go and do that.
Exactly.
Fair play.
Massive battery as well, 936 watt hours. Next up, we've got Jordan, Cannondale Matera 3 out in the Sugarloaf Mountain in Wales. 4 mates doing a week in Wales, starting at Bike Park Wales, Black Mountains, and Fly Up 417. Sounds like an epic week.
Come on, it's got a can of Heineken in the bottle case.
I was going to say, it's got a can of Heineken on the go. What do you think? Super nice?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, next bike is from Tony. He's got a Trek E-Caliber. So that's one of those 65mm travel. It's really short travel, that bike, isn't it? With the Zua system on there.
The built-in sort of the structural shock on the top tube there.
Yeah. Out in Hoe Lake in Plymouth, exploring the southwest coast path.
Do you know what? That is flipping lovely, that is.
It's a nice bike.
That's
nice
super nice all
I love
day
his
long.
boats in the background as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of eerie. Super nice for sure.
That's cool.
Okay, next bike is from Danny, Husqvarna Mountain Cross 2021 out in Zug in central Switzerland.
I mean, the pedals are the wrong way, but I'll make an exception.
With the town walls, right?
Man, that bike's lovely.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the same as Steve's, actually. It's got to be a super nice, right?
Better condition than Steve's. Yeah, that's super nice all day long.
And the last bike in this week's Bike Vault comes in from Brendan. He's got a 2021 Orbea Rise out in Barrier Lake in Alberta in Canada.
I'm staying out of this one.
Just finished a ride up and down the beautiful Prairie View Dual Pass Trail. Gnarly fun, loads of rocks, roots, loving it. And I think we are loving that shot as well. Yep. I think that's going to round out the Bike Vault with another super nice And that is it for this week's Bike Vault, and also for the end of the show too, Doddy. Thanks a lot for joining me this week.
Thanks for having me.
And let us know what you think about bike festivals. What would you do if you're at a bike festival, and what would you think is missing
I need
at
to
bike
borrow a
festivals?
battery for my e-bike, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Get those batteries charged up and get to one ASAP. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to us here on EMBN, and we shall see you next week.
It's all right.